The time is exactly 9:30. News and views on Salam Media, and we're now going to be talking with Imraahn Mukaddam. He's a community activist and CEO of Inspire Media Networks, and we're looking into the story which headlined as follows: Top cops removed from posts for refusing to serve pork to Cele. This was an article filed by Setumo Stone in the Sunday World. Imraahn Mukaddam, Salaam Alaikum, welcome to the program. Nice to be with you this morning.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes.
Outrageous, is it not, to say the least? Absolutely outrageous. He's behaving like a little Hitler.
Yes, definitely. This is taking this mini dictatorship to a new level. We the audaciousness of our police minister to really demand that halal facility be, prepare pork meals for them, and then when the facility managers inform them that they can't do that, both the facility manager and the head of the operations at this police training center were moved from their positions. So yes, we find this really, really, really worrying.
We as Muslims and people of other faiths should be outraged by this type of behavior. He's supposed to be a leader in his, obviously in his, the work he does. And is this the type of example that Bheki Cele is setting? Apart from being outraged, I think we as the Muslim community need to send out a very, very strong message. What is that message, and whom do we actually forward it to? We need to make a big enough noise about this.
Well, yes, we should be calling for his head, because this is not the first, or this is only one of many of situations where Mr. Bheki Cele is overstepping his authority and being charged with law and order in this country, and having this kind of disregard for the values as well as for just common decency. You cannot be Minister of Police and have this kind of attitude that if you don't do my bidding, irrespective of what the cultural implications might be for the Muslim community, and also just the fact that this facility was certified halal because there's 2,500 police students there. And the example goes further than that. It actually sends a message to the young recruits, the students, that this is the kind of power and this is the culture of the police, is that you toe the line or you're out. And I don't think in terms of the overall role of the police minister that Minister Bheki Cele is fit for duty at the moment. And we should be calling for his head, making enough noises to say that this must be the final straw, basically, as far as the broader South African society is concerned. It's not just about the sensitivities around halal. It's about the dictatorship and how much power vested in the minister's position, and that he actually has the authority to move somebody that's been in a educating facility since 2008 and doing an excellent job, and just to at the whim of a minister, all this work is being undone. That is maybe more the crux of the matter than just the halal issue involved here.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. This is one of probably many other incidents that happen. And this is the way these people in positions of power, this is the way they act out. They act like, obviously, autocrats in a democratic country such as ours. It should not be tolerated, and we do need to raise this as loudly as we can. And I also want to then say to you and to our listeners this morning that Sunday World, who filed the story initially, learned that ahead of Cele's meeting, the commanders at the academy had voiced their disapproval of the pork order. They cited that the facility, like all others throughout the country, was halal accredited. And I quote, the halal compliance enabled SAPs to have a diverse pool of recruits to choose from. This is what an insider has said. And here, this facility upheld and respected us as Muslims. And they raised awareness around the issue. But despite that, Cele went on and behaved like an absolute autocrat in the way he marginalized the people that tried to stand up to him on this issue, which in a lot of eyes, non-Muslim eyes, might seem to be a small issue, but we know as Muslims it's part of our value system. But again, I also reiterate what you're saying, that this is part of a much bigger problem.
Most definitely, and it's also a time we our halal authorizing authorities need to take a unified stand, all seven of them, and write to the president and say that this minister and his department members in his close circle have totally disregarded and disrespected the entire Muslim community by their actions and not being sensitive to the fact that it's basically the Minister of Police telling the halal authorities that we don't recognize you and we don't recognize the certifications that you issue. And it's basically imperative for them to really go to the president and say, we don't accept this.
Absolutely. What was also described was the person that was then deployed to another area simply because he refused to serve pork in that particular kitchen. We are told is a reliable financial brain who has managed the academy's more than 200 million rand procurement budget, and sadly has been sidelined to a position, a very menial position of writing international memos. This is as per the Sunday World article. And then I also need to point out that we here at Salam Media try to get comment from the minister's office and from Pop Crew, but this is what we were told they're not available. But according to the statement that they released, this I now quote, police spokesperson Brigadier Atlenda Mate this week said, I quote, SAPS does not discuss its internal matters, which include the transfer or redeployment of members in the public domain. Unquote. I fail to understand that. We as taxpayers pay their salaries, and this is in the public interest. If anything goes down at SAPS, and these type of untoward happenings at SAPS, we need to know about it, and we need to make loud enough noises to put right what is going wrong, not only in SAPS but in any and every government department.
Most definitely. And internal processes or not, when the motivations is that when somebody is standing up for what he believes is right and for what is procedurally right, and then to be victimized because of that, and especially because of the sensitivities around halal, we commend both these individual officers for their bravery and for standing up to the ministry. And we as a community need to come out very vocally and say that, these people and from the person's track record itself, here we have a gentleman or two gentlemen that that have impeccable records managing a facility of the magnitude that they were doing, and actually being responsible for the future police population that was going to serve, that is serving our community. And if this is the message you're sending, it's very, very, very concerning.
It is indeed, and this all took place at SAP's Tshwane Academy in Pretoria, and it is absolutely unacceptable. Undoubtedly, Imran, you're not going to leave this matter to lie, to die a quiet death, so to speak. You are a community activist and you are the CEO of Inspire Media Networks. We do hope you're going to start drumming up support, very especially from the Muslims in the Western Cape. We're not going to be taking this lying down, and inshallah, we'll talk again with you perhaps in the next few days on a follow up interview on this matter. I also feel quite certain that. My colleague here, Inayat Wadi, will be raising this in one of his future programs as well. But thank you indeed for talking to us, and let these voices not go unheard. Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Shukran for taking up this matter. And yes, we will definitely be writing to all the halal certifying authorities to come out loud and clear, and to write a industry-wide common open letter to the president, voicing the concerns. So we'll basically be lobbying the halal industry to safeguard the sanctity of halal facilities, and that even a minister would not be able to, through a directive, just walk over the requirements that the Muslim community places, and the importance the Muslim community places on halal and our sensitivities around that.
And we need to make sure that the mainstream media covers this story as well, and such stories in the future. We do hope that you're going to keep us updated as to what then transpires further, very especially with our halal bodies as well. Thank you for being on the show with us this morning.
Shukran so much, Julie. Always a pleasure.
9:42 a.m. news and views on Salam Media. We're going to be wrapping up with our final interview for the morning with Jenny Katz. She is the Research and Development Manager of the Maltino Institute for Language and Literacy.